Hello guys and welcome to yet another video of Echo FX. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know this video is long overdue, and sincerely apologize for the break and for the delay of dropping this video. But yes, finally here. All right. As I always say, if you're a new subscriber, thank you very much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. And if you're an existing subscriber, thank you. Thank you so much for sticking with us and for believing in the movement. Yes, okay, so I'm just going to be continuing from this is the second part of the support and resistance training, all right, video. And this time we're talking about Trendline, on how to use Trendline or what Trendline is when it comes to support and resistance. Another type of support and resistance, which is Trendline. So remember to subscribe, like, and share. All right, and also feel free to drop your comments in the comment section what you think about this video and any other video you like us to put out for you. So now, basic knowledge about support and resistance, like we already know. Remember from the last video, if you've not seen that, please go back and see that video before you see this one. It is very important you go back to see that video before you go ahead to see this one. Now, support and resistance can be found in all charting time periods, be it daily, weekly, or monthly. All right. Traders also find support and resistance in smaller time frames like 1 minute and 5 minute charts. Yes, you can see it on any time frame, 5 minutes, 1 minute, daily, hourly, on any chart at all. Now, but the longer the time period, the more significant the support or resistance. Right, the longer the time period, the stronger, the more significant the support or resistance. Now, to identify support or resistance, you have to look back at the chart to find a significant pause in a price decline or rise. Remember, tech analysis, you use the previous experience to predict future occurrences. Now, then look forward to see whether a price halts or reverses as it approaches that level. All right. Remember, still talking about basic knowledge on support and resistance, and then we're going to dive into trend line. Then, as has been noted above, many experienced traders will pay attention to past support or resistance levels and place trades in anticipation of a future similar reaction at this levels. Yes, we expect that whenever a price gets to a certain support and resistance level, we expect it to happen again. Is that going to bounce off it or um, 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 break it and continue moving? All right. So, however, technical analysis is not an exact science. We need to understand this now. And sometimes, price will dip below support levels or reverse before it gets to the prior support level. Yeah. The same is true for resistance as well. Now, price may reverse before it gets to the prior resistance level or break above it. In each case, you have to remember flexibility is required. Yeah. Flexibility is required in interpreting these chart patterns as well. Now, this is why support and resistance levels are sometimes referred to as zones and not actually lines. Remember, it's actually zones and areas. You shouldn't see them as a point or a line. It's actually more of an area or zones. Now, there's nothing magical, yeah. There's nothing magical about these price levels. It is simply that many market participants are doing the same thing at that similar time. So that's why it reacts at this region. So for instance, everyone is buying at a certain region or selling at a certain region. That is why you see some things happen at a region. Now, if you ask most experienced traders that, they will share stories about how the price of an asset tends to halt when it gets to a certain level. You understand? Or breaks it as well. So yes, it's actually a region or a zone. Now, when we talk about trend lines, you can see this image here. All right, we see this image here. So this has been created, has been seen as a resistance. Right, this is a trend line whereby price has not been able to break above this trend line until final breaks here, and then there's a turn of trend. So this point now becomes a support, and once it breaks, is able to break a trend line, you can know that it's actually going to continue in the opposite direction. Now, on your computer, click on Trendline tool and draw trend line to join at least 2 points on the chart. The more points you connect, the better. But don't worry, I'm going to also do a video whereby I'll show you how to actually set trend lines on on your MT4. on your MT4 platform. All right, so I'm going to be putting out a video for you to do that. All right, so you have nothing to worry about. All right, so now the example in the previous slide shows that a constant level prevents an asset's price from moving higher or lower. Now, this static barrier is one of the most popular forms of support or resistance, where the price of financial assets generally trends upward or downward. So it is not uncommon to see these price barriers change over time. It changes as well. Yeah. This is why the concept of trending and trend lines are important when learning about support and resistance. Now, when the market is trending to the upside, all right, resistance levels are formed as the price action slows and starts to move back toward the trend line. Now, when price is moving against the prevailing trend, it is called a reaction. Yeah, reactions can occur for a large variety of reasons, be it profit taking, people are taking their profit out of the market, or near term uncertainty for a particular issue or a sector. Right, when there's uncertainty in the market and the resulting price action undergoes what we call a plateau effect or a slight drop off in stock price, creating a short-term top. So more or less like a pullback, what we call a pullback. You understand? You know, when they say everything, what goes up must surely come down. You understand? So more like it gets to a point where it's overbought. We call that overbought region as well. It tends to want to do a bit of retracement or a pullback before it continues again. In other words, making a higher high. All right. So now, on the other hand, when the market is trending to the downside, traders will watch for a series of declining peaks and will attempt to connect these peaks together with a trend line. All right, with a trend line. So when the price approaches the trend line, most traders will watch for the asset to encounter selling pressure and may consider entering a short position because this is an area that has pushed the price downwards in the past. So you know that once it gets to that area, to that region, you want to actually uh, uh, um, um, enter a trade because you know that this price has gotten here before and it's most likely going to go the opposite direction, or the trend line is going to push it, or you know that okay, price is going to get to this resistance support region and start heading backwards to the trend line to test that trend line again before it goes towards direction. All right. Now, many traders will pay close attention to the price of security as well. You understand? Now, historically, this has been an area that has prevented the price of an asset from moving substantially lower or higher. You understand? So, traders like to pay attention to those areas whereby price has gotten to before and has been rejected as well. That is why you can also use trend lines to draw trend lines on your chart to ensure that you are able to mark these regions and see how a price reacts over there. Now, to be a valid trend line, price needs to touch the trend lines and at least 3 times, right? At least 3 times. Sometimes with stronger trend lines, price will touch the trend line several times over longer time periods. All right. Also, in an uptrend, the trend line is drawn below price. Remember, on an uptrend, the trend line is drawn below price, while in a downtrend, the trend line is drawn above price. Let me go back to this. Okay, so the downtrend above, all right, so you can see it. And in this case, let's say I want to draw a trend line here. It will go this way underneath. All right, so but no issues. I'm still going to put out a video where I will show you how to actually. This is just educational purposes alone. I'm still going to put out a video for you all to watch and then see how to actually do it on your trend, or rather on your MT4 as well. All right, so okay, so now as I said, the trend line is drawn below price. All right, also in an uptrend, the trend line is drawn below price, while in a downward trend, the trend line is drawn above price. Now, the support and resistance of an identified level, whether discovered with a trend line or through any other method, is deemed to be stronger the more times that the price has historically been unable to move beyond it. Yeah, so it becomes stronger every time price hits a particular region or particular trend line. Whether you're using a trend line or using moving average as well, which we are still going to talk about. You understand? So as long as it hits that place repeatedly and not be able to break it, it's seen more as a strong or verified resistance or support region. Now, many technical traders will use the identified support and resistance levels to choose strategic entry or exit points because these areas often present the prices that are the most influential to an asset's direction. All right, I'll take that again. Many technical traders will use the identified support and resistance levels to choose strategic entry and exit points because these areas often represent the price that are the most influential to an asset's direction. Yes, two things will happen once price gets to a support or resistance. Is that going to break above or below, or is going to bounce off it? Now, those areas, those price regions are most significant because is it that price has gotten there before and has been rejected, or you're hoping that price is going to break it due to any different factors. Most traders are confident at these levels in the underlying value of the asset, so the volume generally increases more than usual, making it much more difficult for traders to continue driving the price higher or lower. So, for instance, once price gets to there, because traders, everyone has the idea that okay, price has gotten to this point before, and most likely not going to be able to break it. Everybody might start going the opposite direction. So remember, once people or investors or traders start doing the same thing at a certain time, it's going to affect the market and starts going towards another direction. So let's say, for instance, price has gotten to a resistance level. So because investors and traders have seen that price has gotten to this level before and it bounces off there, everybody will start selling. So at that point, price is now going to bounce off that resistance and start selling downwards again. However, something can happen. A fundamental news can come out and can actually push and break that resistance region. Once it breaks that resistance region, it's most likely known that seeing that the price will continue going up. So we want to actually be very careful and wait for a reaction when price around a support or resistance region, so that you know the next action to actually take. All right. So now, on the next video, remember this is just a very short one for trend line. The next video, I'm going to remember I still have moving averages. I'm going to talk about moving averages, support and resistance reversals, support and resistance setups, and support and resistance strategies. All right. So look out for that video. I'm going to be dropping that again very soon, and we can continue with our learning. So thank you very much for watching this video, and hope you've been able to understand the concept of trend lines when using it as support and resistance as well. I'm still going to put out the video on MT4, how to actually use it on MT4 as well. All right. So thank you very much for joining. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. All right. And also remember to drop a comment in the comment section if this video has been of help to you, and any other video you like us to put out there for you, so that you can watch and learn. All right.